Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about how Cats is going to tank Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, I don't think that's going to happen.
I
mean, I think it's going to tank itself. I don't think Cats is going to do with it, unless everybody goes to see it to see what the hell the abomination is.
Which movie are we...
I would say which one, though.
Which movie are we talking about?
If we're being honest, which one? After I said it, I thought that too. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the box office predictions for Rise of Skywalker. Now, this could be clickbait, but Scott Mendelson from Forbes came out and said that, you know, the pessimistic box office prediction for the Rise of Skywalker is that it might not do as well as a lot of people are hoping, just because there is franchise fatigue and there's some major competition. There's another Jumanji and there's freaking Cats.
Oh, I'd see Jumanji. Of the three, Jumanji's one I would.
I would actually go look. I would go to Cats just to see what the big deal is.
Really?
I would.
Why would you want to put yourself through that?
I don't know, because it's like a train
wreck. Well, you went
wreck.
to see it without me because it was a horror film, so you can go see Cats without me.
Cats is
I'm sure
a horror
it's going to be a horror film too.
With music. So we're going to talk about that in this episode of Clownfish TV. We might even talk about Finn's love life.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about that because that's funny. Okay,
yeah.
Anyway, go on.
So before we get into the video, if you guys have not subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. We passed 61,000 subs. It's really hard to tell with the new numbering system on YouTube. It's like 61 point something.
61-ish. We're almost to 62-ish.
Almost to 62. So please subscribe if you haven't done so already. It helps the channel get found, and YouTube keeps changing things, and we want to get found and keep making you guys content. So please do that. Okay, so let's talk about this. This is the pessimistic box office prediction. Now, Mendelson said he's going to do two. He's going to do a pessimistic one, a worst case scenario, and he's going to do a best case scenario. But he actually...
So he's right either way?
So he's right either way.
Right.
So he can maintain his top critic status on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right.
You know, so he can have the golden tomato or whatever the hell they get for that. So, yeah, so this is funny. I think he was just digging for something to write about. And there is really not a whole lot of news about the Rise of Skywalker.
I don't think people care. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I just don't think people care. I mean...
Yeah. So he says, as I occasionally do with these big releases, I wanted to make pessimistic and optimistic box office projections wherein I guesstimate how the film might do if everything goes wrong or everything goes right. This morning will be the doom and gloom guesstimate, and I'll follow up with the everything's coming up Star Wars projection. For the record, these are not my official predictions. I advise caution if you plan to use them as yours. So if I'm wrong, don't come back on me.
It's two extremes is what it is.
Yeah. So we're talking about, he is acknowledging that there were problems with The Last Jedi. So before we do any math, we need to examine a few variables. We don't know to what extent the online hand-wringing over Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi accurately reflected the general audience reaction.
Interrupt you for a minute there. I think it did accurately reflect the general audience reaction because people aren't going to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. People aren't, and they really just don't care about Star Wars anymore. The toys didn't sell. No. I mean, by any estimate, other than the first like a week or two that people went in because they didn't know any better, all other things you would use to gauge are down. So yep. I'm saying, so yes, it accurately reflected the general audience, and Disney went course correct or try to if it didn't think it accurately reflected the general audience reaction.
They're not buying the stuff, and like you said, they went opening weekend to The Last Jedi expecting a decent movie, expecting a follow-up to The Force Awakens, and they didn't go Solo.
No.
Nobody turned up for Solo.
But I'm saying that they're like, well, the box office was great. Yeah, because the first couple weeks before people realized it was shit, they all went to see it because they all liked The Force Awakens. And they're all like, yay, Star Wars. And now, after that, the enthusiasm for Star Wars just went... Pfft. I mean, it really did. You can really trace it back to that movie. It was when the day the Star Wars died was that movie.
Yeah, so the day that Star Wars died. So it's like Star Wars didn't end with a bang or a whimper. It ended with the sound of an alien being milked.
Pretty much.
That's how Star Wars ended. So, with a groan.
That could be, after I said that, that could have been taken a couple ways.
Alien getting milk.
So I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, go ahead.
The film earned $620 million domestic and $1.3 billion worldwide, which is about average in terms of drops for a Star Wars Part 2 compared to a Part 1. Nonetheless, with all audiences fully aware that this is the final chapter in the Skywalker saga, are they aware of it?
I think people are. I just don't think people care.
I don't think they care. Before Disney tries doing Star Wars without the core characters and core Rebels versus Empire narrative.
They already are, kind of. I mean, they already got rid of the core characters. That's the point. That's why people are pissed. They ruined Luke in the last movie, and people just don't care anymore. They just don't care because you killed off what they cared about. And then you're trying to insert characters they don't care about. So that's what you did.
Yeah, like if you were gonna kill off any of the characters, like Han, I guess I'd give you a pass because Harrison Ford won it out anyway. But Luke, they should have. If they were gonna kill Luke off, it should have been the last movie.
And it should have been, for a much better reason than it was.
Yeah, just he died because he was tired.
He died because he was tired and he was trying to make amends for almost killing his nephew, which he wouldn't have done anyway.
Will it be treated like Avengers Endgame or Dark Phoenix? I said he says there are extreme examples, but you get the idea. In the hypothetical, the movie opens and it's, for whatever reason, just okay. Maybe it's too concerned with recapturing the magic of The Force Awakens. Maybe it's hamstrung.
I think it's more concerned with recapturing the magic of the original Star Wars, which is what The Force Awakens was trying to recapture the magic of.
Yeah, they're really pushing nostalgia in this
Maybe
one.
it's too concerned with recapturing the magic of the original trilogy, like The Force Awakens. I fixed it for you. Go ahead.
So maybe it's hamstrung by the relative lack of Carrie Fisher. Maybe it just isn't satisfying to the general audience. Moreover, even before it opens, audiences look at the film as sold and realize it's just more of the same. Luke is dead, Han is dead, and because Carrie Fisher passed away, Leia is a glorified cameo.
Yep.
The once high and mighty Star Wars is now seen as just another mega-budget franchise-friendly IP. So Jumanji 2, or 4, or whatever the hell it is, 3. 2, isn't it? Because they had Jumanji, they had Zathura. Is that considered a Jumanji sequel? Then they had the last Jumanji in this one, so I don't know, this is like 3 or 4. Plays huge and is not just a cloud-pleasing sequel to a surprisingly good predecessor, but as the prime holiday destination for kids, families, and general audiences. Jumanji, the first Jumanji, or second or third Jumanji, was actually very good. Ditto Universal's Cats, and we'll talk about that. Blue Skies, Spies in Disguise, and Sony's Little Women. It's not that The Rise of Skywalker isn't a big movie, and it remains the biggest movie of the season, give or take Jumanji, but, like the last Hobbit sequel, it's merely the biggest of several big and family-friendly holiday flicks.
I don't think there's other. To be fair, though, Cats maybe because people are gonna go see The Abomination. I don't think Blue Sky, Spies in Disguise, or Little Women are gonna be much of a threat.
Oh my god, more people go see Little Women than
I don't think they're a threat. I really don't. Sorry.
So, throw on a lukewarm final product, mixed feelings on The Last Jedi, a feeling that's just a lame duck before the franchise is reinvented. A crowded holiday season with kid-friendly options and overseas audiences who care as much about the end of Star Wars as they did about Maze Runner.
Yeah, pretty much.
What does that get you? Under the scenario, even the audiences who like The Last Jedi just fine, and I assume that counts for most paying consumers. No.
No.
No. They would have turned up.
This is the worst case scenario as I make excuses the whole time.
And I assume that counts for most paying consumers. Don't treat the third chapter with any more relative excitement than they did for Jurassic Park 3 or Star Trek Beyond. Both prequels found themselves not in the massive event of the season, but just another weekly tentpole flick. They're not promoting
we have to
this.
Go through this whole article.
No, we don't. Okay, so he's just like case. I think does he get paid by the word?
I don't know. Here's the thing, though. This is the worst case scenario, as he keeps putting little plugs in for why Star Wars is the best ever the whole way through it. Yeah.
Okay, so they're talking about people didn't turn up for the third in the trilogy for Star Trek. Well, again, because the second Star Trek I think killed off some goodwill because they went and they tried to remake the Wrath of Khan.
Yeah, you can't do.
And that was J.J. Abrams again. So it's possible. So if we're playing plausible worst case scenario ball, then J.J. Abrams' Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker will thus drop from The Last Jedi like Star Trek Beyond in North America and Jurassic Park 3. So let's get down to the numbers here. So he's, oh my god, now he's talking about The Matrix. And here we go. We'll just get to the end of it and then we'll talk about cats.
Let's get to the end. No offense, Scott, but jeez.
Yeah, this is like... So whether you're using so there we go. This is what he's talking about. Okay, when we get down to numbers, he said that the Matrix Revolutions, again, the Matrix Reloaded killed off goodwill for the original Matrix movie because it was a poor-ish sequel to the original, and then the third one, people are just like, we don't care anymore.
Right.
So it's very possible. So for Rise of Skywalker, that would merit a $306 million domestic and a $445 million overseas. Can't really count on the overseas for Star Wars because a lot of people overseas don't care about Star Wars anymore.
But does that matter? Because we know what happened with the rumors about like Captain Marvel and things where there were empty theaters that were sold out and things like that. So, they're gonna, damn well, because it cannot fail on this one. They have to save face on their Galaxy's Edge. Do you think for 1 minute they're going to let it go that low?
No, I don't. That's the thing. Like, oh God, okay, so with Disney, Remember about a month ago, they were accused of cooking the books with the SEC. Did you notice how that just disappeared?
Yeah, I did notice how this disappeared.
Nobody's talking about that now. It just disappeared. It was swept under the rug.
Because they're Disney.
Yeah, so it is possible. I mean, if Disney, because they have so much writing on the Star Wars brand.
They do.
They already had a bomb with Solo. They already have a flop with Galaxy's Edge. Is it possible that those empty theaters are filled? Yeah, it's totally possible that those theaters are filled with paying,
quote unquote,
filled with seats that were paid for but not actually
taken,
filled with bodies. So it's possible. I mean, I don't know. I just know there's a lot riding on this movie, but for there being so much riding on this movie, you're seeing surprisingly little promotion for it.
Right, and it's like the tip jar, idea that when you do a event, you put a tip jar out, and you put money in it.
Yeah.
So people like see the money and think, oh, I'm gonna give you money because other people did. You never have an empty tip jar. It's like that. It's like, well, we'll just spend a few $1 million to try to boost the money up because everybody's gonna be like, oh, it must be good because there's all these, it's making all this money, so I'm gonna go see it. So they'll spend the money to try to trick people to get back the money. I'm not saying there will, but I'm saying that's probably what they're gonna do.
So he's gonna play good cop, bad cop. I really think Scott Mendelson, though. I mean, it's obvious in this article.
He has a bias.
He loved The Last Jedi, and he thinks the thing is gonna do gangbusters. He's saying that it might not make $1 billion. I think any Star Wars movie at this point that makes less than $1 billion is basically a failure.
I just think it's interesting that all these Disney movies are hitting $1 billion, no matter what they are.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is.
I know. It's like, come on.
Remake of Aristocats in live action. $1 billion movie.
And then places where people go to get reviews for movies like, Rotten Tomatoes clearly are playing ball for one side.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I think, I don't think it's going to do as well as Last Jedi. I'm going to be honest. I mean, there's like zero buzz for this movie unless we see some damn phenomenal something.
They're not even doing that. They're not even showing much of the movie. They're just showing old clips of the original trilogy, trying to nostalgia the shit out of you to get you back into the theater.
Yeah, that's it. We're not seeing anything from the actual movie because we've heard the rumor that there are multiple cuts of this movie, that Disney Lucasfilm hasn't decided on the final product yet, and that it's a mess.
Look at our lovely van with all the pictures of the original trilogy on it. Get in the van. Get in the van.
Hey kids, you want to see my lightsaber? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, but he's talking about how cats could play against it because, they're historically there have been musicals that have cut into the tent pole.
I don't think this one's going to be one of those. I mean, if it is, it's going to be everybody going to see how bad it is.
He's talking about Les Mis, talking about The Greatest Showman, La La Land, Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins didn't even do that good.
Mary Poppins didn't do that great. I don't think Mary Poppins did
We
that
have
well.
it, and I still never watched it.
I watched about half of it, and I'm like, I'm bored.
I don't care.
And I like the original Mary Poppins, and I'm like, I'm bored. This is a boring movie. So, yeah, I don't think Cats is going to be a threat. But it would be, wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if somehow, in some bizarro universe, Cats made more money than Star Wars?
You know what's going to happen? Everybody who's boycotting Star Wars is going to go see Cats instead.
Oh my God, that's what we need to do.
It's going to be like Captain Marvel.
That's what we need to do. We need to.
I don't want to see Cats.
We need to have the Cats army.
No.
We need to have the Cats army to go out.
You probably just started something.
Hashtag Cats army.
No.
Go see Cats. Don't see Star Wars.
Because that's not send the message what more cats though.
I joked. I said, watch Cats be this massive hit because it looks like a train wreck, but it's Cats. And it's got like every freaking celebrity ever as a furry. It'll make money. It'll make money overseas.
I'm sorry. I still would rather see Star Wars than Cats. That's saying something. So anyway.
Okay, so if you don't go see Star Wars for the nostalgia, you don't go see it for the plot that we haven't seen any leaks of really, and what has been leaked sounds terrible. You can go see Star Wars for the love triangle, Finn's love triangle.
Yeah, what is this love triangle?
And we're not talking, I love the headline, because we're not talking about Rose on Poe on Finn action, which a lot of Tumblrites would love. We're actually, I think, talking about Finn and his hypothetical sister.
His hypothetical sister. Well, they're going to do the Leia Luke thing. That's his sister.
This is like scraping the bottom of the barrel for Rise of Skywalker news.
They both have force powers?
I don't know. So, new Star Wars leak says Rise of Skywalker may have another awkward love triangle. So we know that Rose Tico is interested in Finn romantically, but he's got his eyes on Poe. At the end of The Last Jedi, she all but admits she loves the John Boyega character before going comatose. They all go into a coma following their collision on Crate. She has a close bond with Finn. MovieWeb's leak points to the connection being deep yet platonic. But if I know anything about Star Wars, I have a hunch that Finn and Jannah may be more than friends in this new film. Okay, so Jannah is the new character that's on the space thing. I have a hunch of Finn, especially based on what the leak says about the new character's ancestry. According to the leak, Jannah and Finn will be tasked on a mission together. Where's Jannah? Where's Jannah? I don't have a picture of her. She's the new lady character that's on the space horse with Finn. They'll be tasked with a mission together. She'll also have a personal vendetta against the First Order, having been a former stormtrooper herself. So they're both stormtroopers. It's Jannah who will bring Lando out of retirement. And according to the leak, it's all but been confirmed that Lando is Jannah's father.
Why would she go be a stormtrooper?
Because they got kidnapped.
Oh, that's right.
See here. So they're twins who got kidnapped and turned into stormtroopers. So it reportedly reveals that she was either a former stormtrooper or they tried to kidnap her and she made an escape. However, that plays out. She has a vendetta against the First Order and their supreme leader. Part of the rumor also hints that Kylo Ren discovers Palpatine while investigating the unknown regions. Blah, blah. Site writes that Finn may be Lando's child.
Yes, because like you said, of course it is, because there's only one black family in all of Star Wars.
Oh my God. When the prequels came out, a lot of you listening to this probably don't remember because it was a long time ago in the galaxy far, far away. When the prequels came out and they showed Mace Windu, he was like they had a Mace Windu action figure. Like, here's the first look at a new character, Sam Jackson as a Jedi. Cool. Everybody's like, he's black. He must be Lando's dad. Because, yeah, clearly there's only one black family in Star Wars, right? And I'm waiting for them to try to work that in somehow, too. Like, yes, that's right, Lando's actually Mace Windu's... Mace Windu survived the fall, and he came back and had Lando and the black...
He went out like Anakin and had a relationship when he wasn't supposed to, and, you know...
Oh, yeah, because he's a total hypocrite. I could totally see that. Like, he was Mr. Morality. Mace Windu was like Mr. Uppity. He probably had like a bunch of women on the side.
So I'm just saying.
He had like a freaking harem.
I think better not.
All kinds of crazy kinky alien stuff going on, and
no, I don't think so.
But then he's telling Anakin he can't get with Padme. Well, actually, he didn't. He's supposed to be this really in tune to the Force Jedi, and nobody knew Anakin was banging Padme.
And he's really into the Force Jedi, but that no one knew that Palpatine was the Emperor.
I get that the dark side clouds things, but you couldn't tell that Anakin was getting something.
No one could just, see something at all. You know what I mean?
So Anakin's like in a really pissy mood because he's always in a pissy mood because he's Anakin, and he leaves. And he's like, I'm gonna go polish my droid, and he gets his droid polished at Padme's, and he comes back with a grin on his face, and nobody suspects anything. No. He smells like Padme's perfume. Perfume. He's walking around with a big ass smile on his face. Nobody suspects that Anakin's getting Padme's.
I'm sorry, I just think
polishing his droid at Padme's.
I smell sex at Padme.
I don't understand. How are the Jedi that stupid that they don't even get that Anakin's getting?
They deserve to die. We can argue they deserve to die because they're idiots.
They did, yes. Anyway, so now they're saying that Finn and Jannah, because, she is also black, because all the black people in Star Wars have to be related.
Right, of course.
Just
like in G.I. Joe, if you cannot be a ninja unless you're Asian. I mean, obviously.
Right. So this is an article written by a white guy. That they absolutely have to be brother and sister. Now, they did say that Finn, apparently, he was kidnapped as a child and brainwashed into being probably the worst stormtrooper ever, which is why he was put on garbage duty. But so if they drop that nugget on top of all the other time travel leaks and the de-aging of Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill, I'm just...
And it doesn't make sense either. His daughter would have been raised with Ben because they would have known each other.
Yeah, you would think.
Because they would have. They should have known each other because they were friends. They're all friends.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
To be honest, I sit here and think about going to see the movie because I want to. And I honestly, don't really even care. And I've never ever been to a place on a Star Wars film I just don't care.
No, even Solo, we're like, well, we'll go see it. We'll give it another chance.
Yeah, but this one, just the thought of sitting through it makes me nauseous, and that never, ever, ever, ever has happened to me. I've been a diehard Star Wars fan since I was a child. I love it. I mean, I watched the movies. I've read the books repeatedly. I love loved Star Wars. And every movie, even when I didn't like The Force Awakens that much because I just thought we already saw it, but I was even willing to give The Last Jedi a chance. And I was still excited to go see it. I have zero. I mean, it's like if you can have a negative value on excitement, that's where I am, but we'll probably have to see it because it's our job. And just the thought of sitting through it makes me want to like cry. Like not in a good way. Like I feel like, you know, that pit in the stomach chill, like, you know, where you don't want to do something. That's what I get when I think about it. And that makes me sad because I don't want to feel that way about something I loved. And they're all like, you're just haters. It's like, no, we're not haters because we loved it. We don't want to feel this way. But you made us feel this way.
It's like your spouse cheated on you with Karen.
It's kind of like that, yeah. It's like that pit in your stomach, like dread feeling. That's what I get.
Yeah, because it's a cluster. Well, okay, guys, so hashtag Cats Army.
No, we're not doing that.
We'll just skip Star Wars and go see
Cats.
Cats.
Come after you now, okay?
So we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yep.
And I feel bad that you feel bad about Star Wars, but
I do, because you know how much I loved it.
I know,
one of the reasons
she
you
did,
liked
she
me when
did.
you met me.
I know.
It makes me sad. Anyway.
Star Wars meant a lot to us, and now it means nothing, less than nothing.
Yeah, it gives me that fear of that pit, that dread feeling.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this one up. Hashtag Cats Army. We're gonna wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants here on Clownfish TV. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.